fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron TIE Defender. This is a common from Series 9, a series that is just starting to drop now, and somehow they managed to put this ginormous ship in the smaller class. What is it, the Starfighter class or something? It's the $13.99 instead of the $14.99, or the $14.99 instead of $15.99. Point being, it's a slightly smaller box wave, and they did it, and I think that's really, really nice of them, because the Cloud Card definitely is not a lot of plastic for the price, so it's nice that in the same wave they balance it out. But this vehicle fills this box. It is ginormous, and it looks really, really cool, and I am extra excited. Also, I heard something about how this is a new TIE pilot sculpt to be a female pilot, so that's kind of cool. So let's go ahead, take a closer look at the package, open it up, we'll do a comparison with the other TIE fighter pilot that I have in my collection, and just take a look at this sick vehicle. And here we are looking at the packaging. If you have seen any of these Micro Galaxy Squadrons, you know what you're getting. It is a large, deep bubble on a cardboard card back, Star Wars logo, blue backdrop behind, and then your Series 9, your Star Wars Rebels, because this is based off Rebels in canon. Warning, choking hazard. Don't give it to your little kids. There's the vehicle in there. You have an image of the vehicle put together. You have your TIE pilot in a little separate bubble inside. You have your Micro Galaxy Squadron logo, TIE Defender, number 0193. Little view of the ship in there. As you see, the wing is popped off to make it fit. Otherwise, it would need to be a much deeper bubble. Another little peek at the vehicle. Looking around back, there's a trading card you can cut out if you care to do such things. It shows that the wings pop off and how you get the figure in the cockpit, and that it comes with a flight stand. That's something they've included with a bunch of ships these last couple of waves. Really, really appreciating that. Shows you the other ships in the line. As I said, the Cloud Cars in this wave, they're doing a reissue of Obi-Wan's fighter, and the chases are really, really cool. You have Ezra in the training A-Wing, and then you have, what's the guy's name, Major Von Reg or something? I don't promise that that's definitely his name, but the named TIE fighter pilot with the yellow TIE Defender in the show. Really cool. Collect them all! Disney, Star Wars, Micro Galaxy Squadron, barcode, legal hoopity-doopity. And yeah, very standard toy box stuff. Let's open this up and take a look at what's in the box. Here's the TIE Defender out of the package and put together. Let's start by taking a look at the microfig. This is the TIE Pilot, as we were talking about. Looking very good. Very nice paint applied to the rough resemblance of Imperial cogs on the temples of the helmet. Looks really, really good. Got some silver going on the chest control box. Nice detailed helmet. Silver belt buckle going on. Looking around back, you have the circle and the two lines of the Stormtrooper armor. I don't quite know what they are. They're just attachment points for backpacks and stuff. I gotta say, I mean, objectively, looking at the proportions, pilot's looking a little thick, but let's compare it, I guess, to the old one from the Series 1 TIE. Yeah, I could see it. This one is a little bit curvier in proportion. This one's a little bit shorter overall in height. Yeah, I guess this is a female sculpt pilot. I'm gonna be honest, not something I think anyone was like, give us the female pilot, you know, but like, cool. It's nice that there's another bit of variety out there. You know, just objectively looking at it, I don't know that I would seek out gender on it, but neat. So, looks really good. Of course, your swivel arms and hips allow it to go into a seated position, reaching forward for controls. Taking a look at the TIE Defender, this ship is really cool. The cockpit opens up nice and wide, allowing you nice access to the control area. You see there's a control yoke. There's all sorts of sculpted details going on in there. Very, very nicely done. However, because of the nature of the ship having the three wings, and me having grown-up fat man fingers, can't really get my fingers in there to put the figure in, but something that is super cool, so you can just remove the top wing, and as mentioned, they all unpeg, and that gives you infinite access to putting your pilot in the pilot seat. So let's get her tucked in there. She nests in like so. You can then close the canopy, and now she's stuck in there forever, because I will never ever take that pilot out. Put that wing back on, and the TIE Defender looks excellent. Something nice, as mentioned, is that this does come with a flight stand. It is a clear base with a post going up to a ball joint, so you can just stand it there like so. You can tip it back, you can angle it a little bit, make it look a little bit more dynamic, whatever floats your boat there. I will, however, pop it off the stand just for the duration of the review to handle it, and it looks very well up close, very nice. You have the textured solar panel wings. Each wingtip features a barrel, giving you 6 blaster barrels, and I don't know if these are missiles in the middle here, but 2 missiles on every wing. You have some very nicely detailed, whatever that 6-cog piece is in there. You have some dark gray around the window in there. Clear window, you can kind of see the figure in there. Also clear on the top window in there, you can kind of see in there a little bit. Nice dark gray on these clamps around the canopy. A little bit of a manufacturer thing in there with some numbers printed on the bottom. That's not always ideal, but you got to put them somewhere, I suppose. Made in China? What? I thought they were stripping Lethal to make these things. Looking around back, you have that twin ion engine, if you will, and interestingly enough, there's a hinged door. It allows you to see some engine details in there. And they do that sometimes on these vehicles to give you a little access panel to ultimately nothing in the end, but it's cool that they're there. And yeah, I do like how this turned out. This ultimately did come out very nice. One thing I'm not incredibly keen on, but like, what are you going to do, is this wing has what appears to be like super glue dribbled down it. These blaster tips are, of course, glued on. They're separate pieces, and it's like it just got a heavy application rolled down the inside of the wing a little bit. I don't love that, but I've put it on one of the bottom wings. It's on the inside, you know, it's like, if you're handling it, you might notice it, but I don't know. 2 steps back, put it on the shelf, it passes the shelf test. Really fun vehicle. You get 3 fingers in there to get a handle on it. It just feels very swooshable. It's a little bit of a complicated design, a little bit busy. It's kind of like a TIE Interceptor of extra steps, but it's a fun one, and ultimately, if the Grand Admiral believes that it's something that the Imperial fleet needs, then it's probably something the Imperial fleet needs, and we shouldn't mess with his fuel containers and kill my favorite Jedi. But all said, it is a really, really fun design, and something from Rebels, which was a nice A, vehicle. It was a little bit of a challenge for our Rebels to deal with, and B, made for an interesting storyline. You know, the development of the TIE Defenders behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden becoming very important to the plot of Season 3 was just something that was really fun to watch as the show progressed. I don't have a lot of Imperial vehicles. It's probably something I should change in the future, but this, of course, is an iconic one, at least from the era of material that I've been watching growing up. So here it is next to the Imperial Troop Transport, the Standard TIE Fighter, and a litany of Rebel vehicles, including, of course, the Rebels ship, Ghost. And as you see, it seems to scale pretty nicely. I think the Ghost is a little bit underscaled objectively, looking at how that Phantom 2 is just blowing out of the back end of it. But all said, I do think that the TIE Defender looks good next to all these other vehicles. It's a really well done looking ship, and other than the Ghost being slightly underscaled, it seems to scale nicely with everything else, which is nice. So ultimately, what do I think of the TIE Defender? I think it is super cool and very iconic to Star Wars Rebels, which is an iconic show all on itself. And I love that show. I love this TIE Fighter design. For me, it was a must-buy. You may have seen me buy this on a recent Hybrids Weekend toy hunt, and I was walking down the toy aisle at Walmart, and I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, ooh, mine! And that was all it took. I broke character and I snatched it right up live on camera. That was not going to sit there any longer than it already had. I adore this vehicle design. I think if you are in any way interested in Micro Galaxy Squadron, you should consider picking one up for yourself. And that's a general belief I have about this line in general. Even if you don't want to get into a whole new line of toys, I don't think it's a line that you need to be a completionist of. If they make your favorite vehicle in Star Wars in this line, I just kind of recommend you pick it up for the sake of having a fun toy. I mean, collecting isn't always about getting every single thing of every single thing, you know. You don't have to get every single Micro Galaxy. You don't have to get every single Black Series, every single TVC. The list of all these things are so long, I mean, it's financially irresponsible to have the get 'em all mentality. But if there's one ship that you really like and they happen to make it, I think you'll have a fun time if you pick it up, usually. They're largely, overall, very good, pretty good quality, and they paint them nice, they sculpt them nice. It's a line that I like, and this TIE Defender is no stray from the path here. It is amazing. I love it. I'm glad I have it, and if it is interesting to you, I think you will be glad to have it too. Thanks for watching, everyone. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill. I'm going to go work on another video now. So until next time, may the Force be with each and every single one of you, and I hope you all have a great day.